Hello, my lovely Gemini. This is your reading for the week of August 10th, or when you hear it and it resonates. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and of course it will not be for everybody. Gemini, I think this is really profound for you and important because as I sat down, and you're the first one on my list to work with today, what I heard was, can you imagine what it might feel like if you were to trust that the personality you know is really only a small part of this bigger you? That wherever you're going with your personality, you've got a bigger you at your back and surrounding you with nothing but love and support to help you move through whatever you're moving through as part of your growth and life. No negative judgment, no criticism at all. Now, the thing is, it's easy to say that, and you go, yeah. But can you allow yourself, Gemini, to get a little bit quiet and to really let yourself settle in and say, what would it feel like if I had that? And you might want to play with it a little bit in terms of, okay, well, if I can't imagine that my higher conscious self is there with all of this love, can I imagine what it might be like if I had a dear friend who was always there, who always had my back, who could provide me with help if I needed it, on whatever level it was. Maybe these are maybe it's a really extremely rich friend or just a very generous friend. And you know that on some level, if you ever needed help, it would be there. Maybe it is an animal that you know connects with you so deeply that there's a soul contract with that animal. And there's that quality of love and that sense that that animal's energy is always present and helping you. And now can you use that and switch that up and say, okay, if I can feel it, if I can feel the love in this situation and that situation, can I take it up a notch? And what Spirit is really saying here for you is this: when you can start acting as though you are part of this personality, you know, is part of a bigger you that is strong, that is ultimately powerful, that co-creates with the universe, that is always going to guide you and lead you to the best place for yourself as you learn to listen to it and feel where it's taking you. Can you do that? And once you start doing that, then everything starts to shift for you, because it will help lift you out of remorse. It will help guide you towards resolution if there's resolution that needs to be had. But Spirit is saying, do it big, like really do it big, and allow yourself in this moment to focus on the things about you that you like, that you're proud of, and allow yourself to let go of any remorse that you've got or any guilt that you've got. But I feel like I need to add in here any blame that you've got. So if you find yourself, I think this is important. Okay, if you find yourself speaking negatively about something that has long passed, that has resolved itself in a way, but you still keep coming back to about this person or that person, check in with that energy, because that energy is something that you might still be carrying as a blame energy, or even as a remorse energy, or potentially a guilt energy. So you want to look at that, because that's where, thank you, and that's where Spirit is saying that is where having an awareness and acting as though, with the feeling of your higher conscious loving self being with you through everything, this is where that aspect of you can help you let go of those things and really transmute them. It's a choice, however, and sometimes that, especially when we've been complaining about somebody or something a lot over a period of time, it really does get to be kind of like a mental groove. You don't need to do it anymore. You can let go of that, because that's the energy you don't really want to carry with you. It's an energy of conflict. It's an energy of resistance and not flow. So this is to help get you into flow in a way where you can really get in touch with the feeling of yourself as being the I am, the expression of divine in human form. and understanding that your personality can sometimes, as all of our personalities, can limit the awareness of that consciousness, that higher conscious self. And that's what we're all working towards when we're working with self-awareness and expansion. So, Gemini, I leave you with that. I actually really like this because I feel like this is a next step for you folks in being able to really embrace yourself and ground yourself in that incredibly powerful divine love that is there for you, that's going to help move you through any of the glitches that you might have experienced or might still be hanging on to. Okay? Ooh, and it's also just like opens up, I just saw this now, it opens up an entirely new horizon in front of you. Because as you embrace that, then it's literally as though you don't have to fear obstacles. You don't have to fear things that might not be working out exactly the way you would hope first time around. You get to really be able to trust that it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's all working out. And I mean that like from a really in your gut place of knowing that. You also get the Calm Focus card. Now, I'm doing a 3-card spread, but sometimes I just have to do a little bit more here. That's right. So you've got this Be Your Own Hero. And I feel, to me, when I think about the higher conscious mind, again, play with it, because this is the thing, is using your imagination. This is what's important. Thank you. Using your imagination is a way to start dissolving the walls that you've got to expanded perception. And the thing that I saw before I started working with you today was this. It was the reminder of when the Spaniards came and invaded South America. I can't remember if it was the Incas or the Aztecs that they first encountered, but whatever the native people were, they'd never seen ships before. So they did not understand that when these people were coming towards them, that they were invaders. They thought they were coming as a spiritual armada kind of a thing. They didn't relate it. They couldn't define it. And that's what I feel is why they're talking so much about imagination now, is because we want you to be able to think beyond whatever the limits are. And unless you challenge that, and the imagination is such an empowered way to do it, unless you challenge whatever the limitation is that you come up against, it doesn't expand beyond it. And so similar to the native peoples of South America who couldn't perceive that these were threats coming to them in the boats of the Spaniards, this is you being able to say, okay, if I'm using that as an analogy for the fact that I am not seeing things clearly because I have limited vision, how can I start expanding my vision in a way that is going to give me the possibility to see more? And it's not specifically about I'm going to have these great imaginations in order to create this. What Spirit is suggesting right now is this is a real opening and a real growth place for you. A lot of change potentially coming for you in your life. And sometimes very much in a fast kind of thing where you're going to think on your feet. Expanding your perception, using your imagination to expand your perception of your power, of your true self, of the fact that you have already with you and within you the higher conscious self and the guidance and the wisdom. And this is showing you how to potentially move into that more and have that as an active living part of your conscious mind, not something you have to keep running to when things get difficult. That's when everything changes. I leave you with that, my dear Gemini. Much love. And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your comments. Greatly appreciated. Bye for now.